Good evening. This is Miss Sophia the Diva. If this is your first time viewing my video, please be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We always try to have open forums here and great discussions. So tonight I just wanted to hop on. I hope this doesn't go on for 20 minutes. I don't have a full BET update because I didn't finish watching the BET Awards completely. As a matter of fact, my DVR only got the last 2 hours. I hate Frontier Communications. Their internet sucks, and the ability to use their freaking app. At least I haven't figured out how I can program my DVR from my phone like I used to when it was Verizon. Anywho, moving on. So, anyway, back when we first started A Diva Disturbed, I used to always have Suge Knight news. And lately we haven't had anything about Suge Knight. But today we do. So Suge Knight, trolling for money, apparently. If you can recall, before he ran over people and killed some people with a big red truck, I think it was red, he got shot up in a nightclub. As a matter of fact, some of the bullet fragments are still in him. And as Justin J says, touching and agreeing with his spirit. So, anyway, he's now suing Chris Brown because apparently the club he was at was, I guess Chris Brown was performing, was having a party there. I don't remember. It was 2 years ago. So, anyway, he has now sued Chris Brown for failure to provide proper security. Suge, you are like one of the biggest bullies in the industry, and you were actually afraid and felt like you needed protection. Either way, my friend Audrey loves him, but even she is not here for the foolery. And quite frankly, leave my boo. Yes, Sharon, he did. He ran to people. He killed somebody. He killed one person, died on impact, and then the other guy is still in the hospital. Well, he was in the hospital with injuries, and he refuses to testify, but yet the DA is going to go ahead and go on with prosecution, I guess just based on the facts and hoping for a conviction. I think, honestly, he's trolling for the dream team, like an OJ dream team. Well, Carl Douglas is still pooching around, and so is Shapiro, and I'm trying to think who else is still around. Maybe you could even pull in Marsha Clark and Christopher Darden, because I'm sure they're now in the private sector and looking to make a coin. Although Marsha Clark is writing crime novels now. So anyways, I got to see part of the BET Awards. I don't care what nobody says. Jennifer Hudson did the damn thing. I just wish she had done the run on Purple Rain a little bit more. I actually watched it, or more so listened to it, while at the desk today. I was a hot mess. I was glad I was the only person at my desk, on my side, on my row by myself, because I cried and boohooed like a baby. I'm telling you, Purple Rain is like a trigger for me when it comes to Prince. It's like tears just automatically start coming out of my eyes. It was bad, and I'm just glad that no one else was there to witness it. So, rest in peace to Prince Rogers Nelson, greatest artist to me that ever was and ever will be, when it comes to being able to play that many instruments, write that many songs, be that talented, and be benevolent and philanthropic. Phenomenal, man. But I think the most phenomenal thing out of the BET Awards, aside from the fact that Sheila E. let that damn Linda Perry know who's not relevant, okay? Honey, Housequake, they opened up with Housequake, and I was laughing at one of the more popular YouTubers, because she was like a 90s baby. Oh my God. She didn't know anything about Housequake. She didn't know anything about The Glamorous Life. I can't remember all the other songs they did, but I mean, I just know I was there for it. I was there for it. Janelle Monáe did the damn thing. Oh my God, she did my song Pop Life. I love Pop Life. That's from, I think Pop Life comes from Around the World in a Day. Oh, I wish somebody had done You Need Another Lover Like You Need a Hole in Your Head. Now, that's a jam from under the Cherry Moon soundtrack album known as Parade, okay? Who else? I didn't see Bilal and Erykah Badu. I did see Stevie Wonder, and I believe that was Tori Kelly, whose work I'm not familiar with. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was great. But I tell you one thing, it topped that Madonna, Nothing Compares to You. Oh my God, Maxwell. Maxwell, oh. Maxwell, please, please, if you happen to come across this video, please, when you come do your tour, please book the Hollywood Bowl. I am so, or the Greek. It could be the Greek or the Hollywood Bowl. It doesn't matter. The amphitheater thing, I'm there for it. I've seen Lenny Kravitz. I've seen Jill Scott. I've seen you. I'm hooked. So I'm ready. I'm ready. And I pre-ordered my album. I'm also getting the physical album as well as a digital download. I am ready for you, Maxwell. That album drops Friday, but you can pre-order it on Amazon.com. And if the price should drop, they will give you the difference. I love Amazon. It's my best friend. But let's get to the real deal, Holyfield. Racism is not dead. Race still matters. While race is yet a social construct, as I saw one article mention, racism is not dead. It is very much alive and well. And Jesse Williams, who is a black man who identifies strongly as a black man but has a white mother, got the entire American public together. Black, white, it didn't matter who you were. Bullets were flying everywhere. Rocks and stones were being thrown. And folk were in their feelings mad. The parents on Nickelodeon were like, what the hell is this shit? It's divisive nature. It was a total hate fest. Sounds to me like only hit dogs holler. And as my hashtag goes, ouch, who threw that rock? Sounds like somebody got hurt. That's what it sounds like to me. Like, you don't believe that there's not a problem with the way blacks are treated here in America. As I said on the radio show I was just on earlier today, I pointed out the fact, that people get mad when, Raven-Symoné, of course, coming from Raven-Symoné, who's really listening? Her intelligence level is questionable and her rationalization is questionable. But she made a point that I've always said, and my friend David and I were talking about this years ago. America is the only country that really makes a big deal about race and always identifying its people by race. And I asked the question, I said, it's true. Have you ever seen someone come from England that says that I'm British, African, or African British? Have you ever seen one come from Australia and say I'm Australian black, I'm Caucasian Australian? I mean, it just doesn't happen. But in America, it has to. It's always a big deal. Just like I also pointed out the fact that in America, the other problem is I'm so sick and tired of people coming out and saying we want to take back our country when the indigenous people are the only ones who should really be coming out and saying, let's take back our country. Because all of us are immigrants either by choice or force. Someone else thought they were going to get me together on another thread. I had to let them know that no, you're not, because they were like, well, it was Africans that sold Africans into slavery. There were tribal wars going on during that time. The prisoners of war were sold into slavery. It's just like anything else that goes on. When you're a prisoner of war, you can be passed around like the bread basket at Thanksgiving. I mean, let's just be real. But Jesse Williams got everybody together. He talked about the education system. He talked about the numbers. And I was just talking about Tamir Rice. That one right there disturbed me the most. Not out of all of them, because all those people who were gunned down senselessly, but Tamir Rice, you just saw it and you were like, you didn't even say freeze or nothing. You just drove up on that baby and you shot him. You didn't say, stop, can we talk to you? You just gunned him down. And for what? He was a child with a play gun. Should he have been out with a play gun? Yeah, let's go ahead and go there. At this point, none of us are safe. Don't take a super soaker out. Don't take anything out. Don't buy your kids stuff like that, because guaranteed they will probably be gunned down by the police, especially if they are of another color. I'm just saying. I love how he struck on the chord that so many of us are so stuck on brands, but yet we were branded just like cattle during slave times. That was deep. I was like, where's Kanye? He needs to hear this. Which is interesting because I pointed that out because Kanye did a song on that crazy, was it Yeezus? I don't remember which album it was, but he talked about being new slaves and talking about how we're slaves to brands. Or even let's go back to his very first album when he was talking about materialism and When It All Falls Down. When Stacey Dash was in that. We should have not saw something then coming then, but we... Okay, anyway, I digress. But, I mean, the numbers don't lie. It's obvious that when you are a person of color, it's escalated more so than de-escalated. Now, I've been pulled over quite a few times in some of the most interesting places in America. South Carolina, for instance, Texas, Oklahoma. Oklahoma always gave me a ticket. Pissed me off because I never got a ticket in Texas or anywhere else I got pulled over. And then here in California, they love to write me tickets. But I've never been in a situation I have had cops try it. But what I did was I was just polite and just kind of in my head like, I'm going to get your badge number after this and we going to have a little talk, okay, with your supervisor. But I'm not escalating that shit. I just want to arrive home alive. Give me a fucking ticket and I'll keep it pooching. That's just my philosophy. Yeah, it's wrong. And yes, like he said, why should anybody be murdered for acting free? Because it is within our rights to ask, why am I being pulled over? And questioning it. But that's just my opinion. I've been pulled over. The worst one was when I got pulled over for allegedly speeding, going like 15 miles over the speed limit when it was the white Honda in front of me. And the CHP dude was just being a total dick. I'm sorry, he was. And he kept trying to push my buttons. And I was just like, I'm not going to go there with you. I'm not going to engage. I just don't. I mean, thank God for my upbringing. I'm able to handle stuff like that. Because when people come for me, I might get angry, but I'm not going to let you know I'm angry. I'll just take that shit out elsewhere, like on a punching bag in the gym. Or, in some cases, I'll just write a complaint letter and be done. But I think that he got us all together. Let's see, what did he say? Because, honey, I printed off me a copy of this wonderful speech. He brought his parents. He wanted to thank them for being there and teaching him. And his wife for changing his life. Let's see. I don't know, but it covered a gamut of things, and I appreciate Jesse Williams for that. Another thing that happened on BET Awards. Some of you all... Oh, but wait a minute, let me back up. Justin Timberlake. I need for y'all to leave JT alone. What did JT really say? What did he really do? JT posted to Jesse Williams how he was inspired by his speech, BET. Justin has been a part of the BET Awards. I believe Justin has probably won some BET Awards, probably some NAACP Image Awards. I don't know. But some social media troll decided to come for Justin after he said what he said. Well, what about the appropriation and the Janet Jackson thing? You should apologize to Janet Jackson for what happened. What was that, like 10 years ago? Maybe longer or shorter than that. Janet has moved on and become a Muslim and is now having a baby. Justin has gone on to be married and have a baby. And then Justin said, basically Justin did the Southern thing, and this is not exactly what he said. Let me see what he said. I think I found it. He said, yeah, some dude said, did you like the part when Jesse talked about white people stealing from us? And the dude's profile on Twitter is a clown. So I guess he's black. I don't know. And then somebody told Justin, yeah, but he was talking about people like you, though, not protecting black women, gentrification of our art. And, you know, he said, oh, you sweet soul, the more you realize that we are the same, the more we can have a conversation. In some ways, I think what Justin Timberlake meant to say was that maybe if we all sat down at the table and had a conversation, maybe you would realize we have a lot more in common than what you think. I personally don't think that Justin means any ill will towards any race of people. My God, Justin has been in the industry for years, and when he wasn't doing the little Disney Mickey Mouse thing, I mean, he was just Justin. He's just JT. He makes music. He lives in two worlds. We also brought up the fact that, some of us have been raised, what do you say to people who have been raised in predominantly black areas, or people who have been raised predominantly in a Mexican area? Or like in my case, I went to school for quite some time, majority white. A lot of black people didn't like the way that I talked when they initially met me, and it is what it is. So did I appropriate white culture? Did Justin appropriate black culture? Does he not pay homage to the black culture? I even thought to myself, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Timberlake is probably one of those artists that secretly gives to like different causes in the black community and just doesn't say anything about it. Kind of like I found out some things about that Tom Cruise gives to when I first got here. Like, you'd be surprised and you're like, oh. Not only did he adopt a black child, he also helps out a lot in the black community. But I just really felt like it was petty and wholly unnecessary, and I don't think that Justin should have apologized. It's that petty black Twitter that came for him and bullied him into an apology. It was a bullying, straight up. And you can say whatever you want. This is my opinion. It's not just because I'm a Justin Timberlake fan. If he was wrong, I'd say he was wrong. I just don't see it. It was something, and he realized, I shouldn't even responded to this shit. You shouldn't have. You should just stay silent, because these folk are crazy out here. Social media sometimes does more harm than good, and also, as pointed out in our radio show discussion, that sometimes the media itself does more to hype up stuff than what it should. I mean, it's ridiculous. And, just like somebody on Twitter responded to me today, they said, it went from being about Jesse Williams to being about Justin Timberlake and his music, when we should be focused on the issues that Jesse Williams was talking about. In the grand scheme of things, we don't know what Justin Timberlake does with his money and just like for the longest, people didn't know what Beyonce was doing with their money. And that's where I'm going to go right now. Beyonce. I did watch her part on, I've watched the video clip of her and Kendrick Lamar. It was everything. Of course, I had seen it in concert, but not with Kendrick Lamar. I just saw her and her dancers. And I said, watch this shit. Just get ready. Sure enough, people were like, oh my God, she left. She just let her mama up there take her award. She didn't want to be, boo. She has a concert tomorrow. London is 9 hours ahead of us, and there also has to be things that have to be done. And guess who had to get everybody together? Mama Tina. Mama Tina is a beast. She is a lioness, and you don't come for her cub, okay? That's her baby. Beyonce sacrificed a lot to be at the BET Awards, probably because people were always petty about the fact that her and Jay-Z are never there. Usually her and Jay-Z are probably working. You got to realize those two are some of the hardest working people in the industry. And Beyonce does a lot for her people, her community, more so than folk want to give credit to. It seems like no matter what she does, haters gonna hate. But I told my friend the other day, I said, honestly, anytime you see people hating and trolling like that, it's reflection of who they really are, number one. Number two is just something to do. And sometimes when we have a purpose in life and we have a light that shines very bright that people see, especially evil people, they will do whatever they can by any means necessary to tear you down. Trust me, I know. It's happened to me more times than I would like. And sometimes I still wonder to this day, what the hell did I ever do to this person to make them turn on me? And basically just get in a truck and drive over me. Let's just get in a tank and roll over a Fiat. Let's just roll it. But I think that's all I had to say. Shout out to Mama Tina Lawson for for standing up for her baby, you know, and telling people, you know, the real truth. Even that night, she was like, we need to give people their flowers while they yet live. See, if something was to happen to any of them, oh my God, oh, rest in peace, I love her. And I'm not going to, I do ride for Beyonce, but that's just raw and real facts. It doesn't matter what she does. Somebody's always got something. And then the social media it's just retarded. And then one of my favorite YouTube bloggers, I was very disappointed in him. I'll say to my, that concert is until July 2nd. If you go online, it's right there what her tour schedule is. It says it's going to be in London June 28th. That's tomorrow. She only gave herself one day to get from the BET Awards to London to do the prep work. And then tonight, well, actually in London, it's the next day, she'll perform. So, you know, pull up. If you're not going to do anything to help anybody, just shut the hell up. You know, and shout out to Chris Crocker. I don't know if y'all familiar with him, but he's a very popular Vine YouTube person. He got all the white people together too. Him and Jesse Williams. I said, now I don't know, white folk might not be too kind to the gay white boy saying anything, but I was here for it, okay? Because he basically said it's not that they're saying, when they say Black Lives Matter, it's not that we're saying that we're better. It's just that it seems like our lives don't matter. That's the bottom line. I embrace and love everybody until you show me otherwise. When you show me something else, I'm done. I don't care if you're black, white, hell, I don't give a damn if you my own blood relative. I can't mess with you anymore. So I think that's all I have to say now. I'm going to wrap this up because I have to get my behind in bed because I have to be somewhere early in the morning. Y'all continue to pray for me. I'm still trying to go through some transitions, trying to figure out how to get my life together, especially on the financial perspective. Sharon laughing at me, girl, I'm so serious. The struggle is real. You know what my struggle is. It's been a long time coming, and change has to come soon because I don't know how much longer I can stay strong, and I'm for real. But I feel like there's some great things happening. So just continue to keep me lifted in prayer. My sunglass divas, haven't forgotten about you. It's just that it's been a long day. The system crashed today. I was so angry. I was like, God dog it. Why is it once I get into a groove, this crap crashes? So anyways, let me get off here because I think it's almost midnight and I probably talked longer than I wanted to, but I'm going to finish watching the BET Awards. You know me, I don't care if it's late. Hell, sometimes some people like looking at old videos. So I'll talk to you later. Good night. Diva out.